Hello everyone, my name is Robert Pegram III. For this video assignment, I'm going to share an overview and reflection of an interview I conducted with a local professional currently working in the counseling field. For this assignment, I had the chance to interview Tyler Boyd, a licensed professional counselor, or LPC, who works at a private counseling agency. Tyler is also very active in his local church ministry, providing counseling for at-risk youth on a voluntary basis. During our conversation, I asked him several questions about his job, his experiences in the field, and his advice for students such as myself that are interested in pursuing a career in psychology and counseling. The interview was a pleasant experience for me, and I'm excited to share what I learned as well as provide a personal reflection on the interview opportunity. To begin the interview, I first asked Tyler to introduce himself, his job title, and his educational background. He shared with me that he holds a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling from Capella University, and he currently works as a licensed professional counselor, or LPC. His role is based in a counseling agency where he works primarily with individuals experiencing anxiety, depression, PTSD, and other mental health challenges. Tyler also disclosed with me that he volunteers at his local church as a mentor or counselor for at-risk youth teens within the community. When I asked Tyler about his primary duties at work, he explained that his day-to-day caseload involves conducting assessments of clients, providing therapy sessions both in person and through the utilization of telemedicine, and creating individualized treatment plans for each client. He also works closely with other professionals, such as psychiatrists, when a client may need medication or additional support outside of counseling sessions that may not necessarily fall within his scope. I found it fascinating to learn how much collaboration takes place behind the scenes. Next, I wanted to know what Tyler finds fulfilling about his work. He told me that the most rewarding part is seeing clients make progress. He said it's incredibly meaningful to watch someone who came in feeling hopeless and eventually regain confidence and discover their purpose. It really reminded me why this field is so important and why counselors need to have both compassion and patience. Each career has its challenges, and being a mental health counselor is no different. I asked Tyler about the difficulties he faces. He mentioned that burnout is one of the biggest struggles for counselors, especially because they hear so many difficult stories and often carry a lot of emotional weight. He also said that the access to care can be a big challenge since not every client has the financial means or transportation to consistently attend therapy. This part of the conversation really opened my eyes to some of the behind-the-scenes challenges that counselors deal with beyond just working with clients in sessions. I asked Tyler how he continues to grow professionally. He said ongoing education is a big part of the job, particularly because mental health research and treatment methods are constantly evolving. He regularly attends workshops and conferences and participates in peer groups where counselors discuss difficult cases together and offer each other feedback. I thought this was really interesting because it shows that counselors need a strong professional support system just like clients do. Finally, I asked Tyler what advice he would give to students like me who are interested in entering the field. His main recommendations were to gain as much experience as possible through internships, volunteer work, and shadowing professionals. He also emphasized the importance of self-care or taking care of oneself because working in mental health can be emotionally draining. Lastly, he encouraged lifelong learning since effective counseling requires staying current with new research and evolving best practices. In my personal reflection piece, I realized several things. After completing this interview, I can honestly say I learned a lot about what it really takes to work in the field of counseling. Personally, I had never considered the mental strain that would go on counselors. One of the biggest takeaways for me was understanding just how much ongoing learning is involved. I knew continuing education was required to keep a license, but I didn't realize how important it is for counselors to constantly improve their skills and to adapt to new approaches. That made me realize that this field is never complacent, never stagnant, and there's always something new to learn. I think that's fascinating and challenging. I also found it quite eye-opening to hear about the emotional challenges counselors face. Before this interview, I mostly thought about the impact counselors have on their clients, but I didn't spend much time thinking about how those experiences may affect the counselor themselves. Hearing Tyler talk about burnout and compassion fatigue made me realize that self-care isn't just a recommendation for this field, it's a necessity. We should always place our self-care as a primary focus. It really made me reflect on my own self-care habits and how important it will be to build those routines now, even as a student, so that I'm better equipped and better prepared if I do choose to enter this field in the future. Another thing that stood out to me was Tyler's passion for what he does. Despite the challenges, it was clear that he feels called to help people and finds true fulfillment in seeing his clients not just succeed in the office, but in life. That really confirmed for me that the counseling field is not just about having the right skills, but it's also about having the heart and empathy for it. Counselors have to genuinely care about people and be willing to walk with them through some of the most difficult experiences they've faced. Overall, this interview gave me not only a much deeper understanding, but a great hope for the counseling profession. It also made me even more excited about the possibilities of pursuing a career in mental health. Furthermore, it challenged me to think about what steps I need to take now, such as gaining experience in developing healthy coping strategies so I can be prepared for whatever the future brings. In conclusion, as I wrap this up, this interview with Tyler Boyd was extremely valuable for me. It gave me insight into the rewards and challenges of counseling, the importance of ongoing education, and the critical need for self-care. It also gave me a much clearer picture of what it really means to work in a counseling setting and confirmed that this is a field where passion and purpose go hand in hand. And although I currently do volunteer supporting combat veterans in their struggles, I can't wait to get into the professional aspect. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and I hope this gave you some helpful insight into what I've learned throughout this assignment. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you and have a great day.